Trying to get the Facebook to load. Come on, Facebook, load. It's taking a minute because I tapped over to look at YouTube. It's going to wait just it's not going to start the Facebook. So let me completely load that window. Then I will get back to you guys on YouTube. So I have to completely end it and restart it. The downside to streaming it to at once, I have to load Facebook completely on its own by itself, and it has to fully load without tabbing over to the other tab. So let's try that. And then we'll get over to you guys. Let's try that one more time. It's giving me the countdown. It's giving me the countdown. I did 2 hours of consultation today, so I waited a bit later. I'm kind of talked out a little bit here, guys. So I wanted to have enough energy to get in here. And I don't even have a topic really. There we go. Facebook's loaded also. So we're on both platforms now. First, hello from Connor. Smash like and subscribe. Tell them, guys. So, yeah, I'm definitely looking leaner. You guys can see the footage from the mornings, right? You guys see the ab work. Cool. It's my birthday next week, too. My birthday's coming up on Monday, bro. Turn 49. But yeah, definitely looking leaner. Definitely looking leaner. Like I can see the visible difference in the mirror. It's like I look bigger too. It's going to be at the point where I think what we're going to see, we're going to jump up and we're going to see Vegan Gains and Strap On and all these people are probably going to start screaming that I'm blasting Trent or something. That's what they're going to do. He's not just on TRT. There's no way. That's what they're going to say because they're a bunch of haters, right? The haters. All natural TRT, baby. Same day. So you, me, and Lane Norton all have the same birthday. James, how crazy is that? Unless you are Lane Norton on an alt account, right? It could happen. It's possible. Stranger things have happened, bros. Hold on. Let me get the Amazon wish list up. Hold on. It is my birthday coming. If anybody wants to get anything off the wish list, I got everything from coffees. Man, I've got coffee, candles, all sorts of stuff in there. It's like I figure I might as well just put stuff that I actually use, you know. And people have bought me coffee and stuff before. I like my place smelling nice these days, so I do a lot of scented candles. Look how fast this one's burned down. I got like 5 of this one. It's already burned down like that. The one in my desk. I like my house smelling like fresh coffee, candles and stuff, you know. All right. Going to a steakhouse. Always funny. I see haters have said stuff like, "Oh, brother's house smells whatever," and it's just like. And then I've shown you guys what the inside of my place looks like. It's like, come on, guys. I'm a reasonably tidy person right now. You know, I'm a reasonably tidy person. There's not garbage and junk. I actually mop and vacuum. Well, I only have rugs. I don't have any carpet, so I do sweep and mop. I do vacuum that main rug, that rug I have in the living room. You know, I actually wipe my countertops down. We clean the stove. You know, we disinfect stuff. And I like my place to smell okay. I'm not like super clean, but I like scented candles. I like the smell of my coffee. I've been doing the grind coffee now. I've started going back over to the whole beans and the French press where I just grind it myself. You know. All right. You going to a steakhouse? Good stuff, man. I'm gonna keep all my plans private. This guy wrote, "Do you are nice monkey" on Facebook. I don't even know what that means, Muhammad, but I'm just going to go with it, brother. I'm a nice monkey. I guess so, man. I did not know I was a monkey. Joel Taylor says, "Yo, what's up, Joel? How you doing, bro? Skillet. How you doing? We looking vascular, though. High carb, low fat is better for cutting at least. Mediterranean. I feel like I've said this like a broken record repeatedly. I don't disagree with that. I just look a lot leaner when I do low carbs. Like I saw someone complaining in the community tab, "Or you flip flop." I don't think that I have. Like I've repeatedly said over and over and over and over that I think for fat loss itself, Higher carb, lower fat is probably slightly better. You could argue it, but in terms of looking like you're lean, I look way leaner if I cut my carbs and just do healthy fats in place of that. It's just a water difference, particularly the waistline. You know what I mean? JZB Jizzle. So, you know. So what are you defining as cutting? Well, no, I don't know that everyone's completely different. They're losing water versus losing fat. Makes sense? Right? Do you lose extra water weight easy on the higher carbs? I don't. So when I cut carbs down, it creates a fake leanness. I'm not even tracking calories. Right? I'm not even tracking. I could ballpark it. I don't know, I guess in the 3,000s. I'm probably eating 350, 400 grams of protein, the rest healthy fats. If I'm just going to ballpark it. Because, I mean, I cook all that meat. I don't weigh the meat out. I just cook all of it. Big honcho, the head honcho, birthday cruise in the meat machine. There we go, man. I don't know how much is in Greek yogurt and almond butter. Like, I don't have any carbohydrate sources. I only have trace amounts. You know, we could figure up the net carbs in my almond butter. I don't know how much is in an avocado, the net carbs. See what I mean? It's not going to be a lot. Whatever's the trace amounts in my plant stuff. I do drink a decent amount. I mean, I feel good. I mean, my workouts have been good. Connor says he's on about 3,100 calories. He's lost 18 pounds. Good stuff. I mean, Joel, has my workouts look this last week? How'd my Friday workout look? PR after PR. Tell them, man. Tell them, James, they need to get that like button up. What's up with that? Come on, hit that like. Oh, we're not getting that like. We need to hit the like button, guys. Come on now. Right? So, I mean, what did we do for stuff yesterday? I hit a 405 for 8 on the high bar squat. I benched 315 for 5. I did 500 for 7 reps on the deadlift. I did 11 pull-ups with a 55-pound plate. I mean, I feel like I'm getting stronger and recomping. What a clown. Your mom is a clown, Will T. What you got now? Oh, you got no comeback to that. Your mama's a clown. Oh, what do you got? You got nothing, fool. You got served. That's it, man. That's right. Boom, roasted. That's it, man. You got nothing. You got served, son. It's crazy you beat Leonidas on the bench when it's his thing. Doesn't train lower body, and he can only rep 315. With elbow sleeves. He's all sleeved up and struggling with 3. I'm over here doing 5 clean reps without sleeves. Out of big arch. I'm pretty much almost flat back. Heels flat, almost flat back, cranking out 5. What's he going to do when I get that up to 8 to 10? What is he going to do then? Well, I think Blaha's just using a bunch of gears. You know, he claims he hit 405, but that's in question. Now, he hit 405 bouncing up and down to the bar with sleeves on, supposedly, Joel. But given that when he's been put with someone else's weights outside of his gym, he's only been able to hit 315 for a triple, and they were really ugly. So do you really think that he hit the 405? That's the real question. You know? Connor says, my progress has been exploding with the HIIT style training plus daily Stairmaster. There you go. You know? Started lift again after 7-year layoff. Love your advice on Pendlay. Rose Coach, good stuff, man. Right? Rose for your back. As my boy Chris Jones says, rose for your back. Get some hose in the sack. Gives you that V-taper that makes the hose want to rape you. He's funny marketing that. He's like married with a kid. He still markets that. It's hilarious. Like, bro, he's all settled down. you know. Does speed work stimulate hypertrophy? Is it mostly for development of power and neural adaptations? Yes. Would like to see vegan gains, high bar squat 405 for 8 reps after all the trash talk. There we go. You know what? I want to see, no, let's not even do the 8. You've seen me do it for 8. I want to see that weak clown with no sleeves, no wraps, put 405 on the bar and do 1. He didn't got to match my 8. I want to see him do 1. Stevie Ray Vaughan or Eric Johnson. I'm going to go with Stevie Ray Vaughan. Not that Eric Johnson's not great. It's just that I like Stevie Ray Vaughan more. Where do all the veggie bros going to drop big, juicy, aesthetic lads for the half natty pickle? Oh, there you go. Connor's on top of that. Hey, Will, did you not realize that was satire from 11 years ago? And I did an apology video like 8 years ago, a 15-minute long apology video. That was a satire, stupid thing. I admitted was stupid and it wasn't true. So, do you like Al Diamola? I don't know who that is. VG tore his abductors with only 225 squat. No way he's ever getting to 4 plates. There you go, Connor. Connor kapowed you. Imagine getting injured squatting 225, steroids in the vegan diet. I'm telling you, man. Cool. I like Jazz, but I don't know who that is. Just jokes, guys. Just jokes, guys. Not real. You know. Imagine having the audacity to even try to trash talk real lifters. When you injure yourself squatting 185 and you try to talk trash. I mean, think about it, guys. Right? Think about it. I just can't. What drink is that? The same drink it always is, man. Oh, let's see. Your champions. Mohammed says, how's your max power in the bench press? I haven't been maxing lately. Mr. Jason, I see you strong, man. You have a strong heart. Appreciate it, man. Thank you, Muhammad. So my current benching, I do 315 for sets of 5. The most I benched this year was 350. I've got footage up. I benched 315 for 5 reps pretty much every workout. There's footage up on the page, man. I scored 185 when I was 15, right? I thought he did it with 185. If I recall, he got injured squatting 185 for like 6 reps. I don't even know what that feels like because I started with a 225 squat. Me being a runner got my squat up to 225. Let me state that again. Distance running 5 miles every morning, built my squat to 225 without lifting weights. Just running. I don't even know what it's like to have a 185 squat. I have no clue what that even feels like. Just doing 5-mile runs built my squat to 225 and never been under a barbell. I'm asking people who are teaching me if that was good or not. And they're like, that's ridiculous for a beginner. Antioxidant says, does it matter what routine we use, full body, upper, lower, all of them get you close to potential? I don't approve of that approach. Meaning, you're asking, does it matter? Yeah. Yeah, it matters. I mean, we could try to optimize all that. But of course it matters. But I will say at the end of the day, there's a psychological aspect to your split of what you enjoy and will be consistent on that has to matter. Right. What do you think about heavy sandbags for muscle and strength? I don't think they're particularly good for that. Do I think sandbag work is great GVP? Do I think it's really good conditioning? Yes. Is it going to give you muscle and strength? Probably not. All right. I'm just going to ignore the Benedict guy for now. It's engagement. He blocked me, though. So he left a comment and then blocked me. No, bro, you could just not block me and keep posting. My English language is not good. It's all good, man. Let's see. Will you eventually go back to heavy singles or just keep it at 5+ AMRAPs? I mean, yeah, I'm eventually going to have to do singles again because I want to know what my maxes are and I want to power. So if I go when I do other powerlifting meets, I'm going to have to do singles. Even if it's not till meet day, I'm going to have to do singles on the platform. Unavoidable. They won't let me do 5 reps. I'll be disqualified if I take a second rep. So I am going to be required by the rules of the sport to only do 1 rep. But right now, I honestly almost feel like just taking those current weights and just building the reps on them. I've said 1,000 times I'm going to compete again. Someone type to him the answer. Come on, everyone knows this. I will absolutely compete again. I will absolutely not tell you guys when or when I'm in meet prep for it. I will make no announcements prior to stepping on the platform. However, I fully intend to compete again in the future. All right. All BS aside, how can you call someone who's deadlifted over 600 pounds and just pulled 500 for 7 reps? Right. At the age of 48, while he only deadlifts 405 with figure 8 straps. Where's the logic behind that, right? Antioxidants, in my eyes, the most important variable is intensity. It's a big factor. Why are you worried about him competing? Coach has done enough, right? Do you still play the guitar? I literally type the word guitar into my channel search engine. I put up playing a whole lot of Rosie the other day. I mean, within this month, I've put up a clip of me playing again. So, unless you think that that's an old clip and I faked it, I didn't really play it recently, then the answer is going to have to be yes. But let's make it official. Okay, hold on. So he can't claim I don't play the guitar anymore. Let me play something. All right. Oh, I should probably grab a pick. Let's want to do some finger picking. Grab a pick. Let's we was just called finger pick. I could just finger pick some stuff, right? All right, we can just be like. Right. There we go. I don't want to play anything serious today, guys. I'm just chilling. Just not in the mood to jump up and bust out anything crazy. But I did a whole lot of Rosie for you guys the other day on here. All right. I'm a Motorhead fan too, right? That wasn't Motorhead. That was Easy Top. No, that wasn't actually that good, Charlie. That was just goofing off. But I did play a whole lot of Rosie for you guys the other day. It's up. You should be able to find it. Again, channel search engines. If someone did pull-up, dip, squat, deadlift. Okay. This is complicated. Pull-up, dip, squat, deadlift. Okay. 1 day for each. So training 4 days per week, 0 to 1 reps in reserve, 5 sets of each. Is this a solid? Man, I wouldn't be doing necessarily 5 sets. No. I wouldn't necessarily go this route. I mean, it could work, Joel. It could work in theory, but I would, if you're not a novice lifter, man, doing 5 sets, 5 hard sets of each of individual barbell lift in a day, I don't know, maybe. Why couldn't you just mix some of those together? Right. I mean, it's a workable approach if you do them hard enough. But you're just going to do 5 total sets and go home? I'm not saying it couldn't work. I mean, especially someone strapped for time, you could make decent gains doing that if you push really, really, really hard. Yeah. Would you train vegan gains? Why would you ask me something so silly? No. Why would I associate with him? I mean, for enough money, there's almost nothing in life I would not do for enough money. But he doesn't have enough money. No, I think people are always serious. Would you train so and so? I'm like, um, why would I want to train them? Why would they ask me to train them? So my question to you is, did Vegan Gains say in public he was considering hiring me? Yeah, I mean, I train Johnny Sins. I'm not going to judge a dude for his profession on that. That's fine. If Johnny Sins, but here's the problem, guys, with these silly questions. Did Johnny Sins post up on social media that he was thinking of hiring Jason Blaha as his coach? Well, we know that Vegan Stains deadlifts 405 with straps. I mean, hey, Joel, you're trying to get me to figure out in the middle of a flow of conversation to write you a program in the middle of the live stream. I can't really do that, dude. I'm bouncing too many topics around. Now, if you want me to write you a program, I do consultations. In fact, I've spent 2 hours in a consultation today. All right. Harrison, let's see. Yeah, I have open coaching slots, man. How do you know that he's in better shape than me, Harrison? Yeah, I don't like those hypotheticals unless they have specifically said, oh, the hypothetical. See, that's why I get too confused, Joe. You're changing topics on me. See the problem? I thought we were talking about me coaching other people, and so I'm not going to be able to carry on those individual conversations. So what's your evidence is okay, but what does that have to do with being in shape? Do you not know what the word in shape means? Be aware you're not on a bodybuilding channel, you're on a strength and conditioning channel. So step back from that. What evidence do you have that he is in better shape than me? Like, what metric of performance have you measured with his conditioning that you've determined this? I'm not a bodybuilder, and this is not a bodybuilding channel. Taking a bunch of Clen and diuretics doesn't make you in shape. So you're telling me I couldn't get Johnny Sin's bench press up? I couldn't get his squat, bench, and deadlift up. I couldn't get him stronger. It's what I do. I'm a strength coach. So, Ted, I have open coaching slots. We need some capacity rolls. Well, no, I mean, I'm letting Harrison kind of chill. Man, we've only got one channel member in here right now, though, guys. All the other guys let those memberships slack off. How we going to vote on these Kapows? You guys want to Kapow Harrison? Harrison. Harrison, they're wanting to vote for a Kapow. We haven't done any in a bit. Here it comes. The people love this. All right. So, Harrison, they voted on a Kapow for you. BMW gives a Kapow. Connor gave a Kapow. James gave a Kapow. Anybody else? All right, man. We haven't done one of these in just 4. He gives a Kapow. A little bit of shake. And bake. Kapow, you're out of here. Go back. I got to remember to check Facebook. Bye, Felicia. What's your opinion on sloppy form on accessories like dip? Well, on dips, I think sloppy form is a great way to tear a chesticle. So are you asking me specifically about one-arm dumbbell rows? Or are we asking about dips? Because I'm going to give you completely different answers. I think on exercises where you're not at risk of injury, sloppy form versus strict form in terms of hypertrophy is probably personal preference. That's even what research shows, actually. That's been studied in the lab. They've determined it probably doesn't matter. Still going to be the degree of intensity. On exercises where it's an injury risk, the sloppy form tears stuff off the bone. Potentially. Appreciate the super chat, BMW. Thank you. So we need a context for this. Coach, did you see? No, I can't see any of his stuff. Everything's all banned. I cannot see any of his social media. I only know what you guys screenshot and send to me. And since you didn't screenshot or send anything to me, Mohammed asked me on Facebook, what do you think of amino acid supplements? Amino acid supplements have been proven to be less effective than just taking protein. There's no benefit at all. Just if you need extra protein, not in whole food form, drink whey shakes. Amino acid supplements have been shown to simply be inferior for building muscle for every purpose. Leroy showed me some stuff like partials, fighting negatives, and force reps, but it's all done with impeccable form. Well, yeah, you get into stuff like that. You start getting into some of that HIIT stuff. Your form gets sloppy, you're going to tear stuff, right? You're going to tear stuff. So, right. Yeah, when you start using some of those intensity techniques, form needs to be pretty strict. Again, otherwise we start ripping stuff. But something like a dip, bad form on a dip, it's asking for trouble. Well, the entire point with any of those intensity techniques is purely to reach momentary muscle failure and then try to push a little bit harder. And that's the idea. That's what all those techniques are there for. That's the whole purpose, you know. So that you've got to ask, what are you doing? I mean, so example, like you saw me use a couple of those on Friday, right? Yesterday, it wasn't Friday, it was Wednesday. You know, so like the pull-ups, right? I got to failure, rested a couple seconds, cranked out one more rep. Same thing on the preacher curls. You know, I got to whatever, 12 or 13 reps, reset it down, rested a couple seconds, re-grabbed it, squeezed out another rep. And the whole point with that is again, just rest pause training. So it's once we've reached failures, just trying to dig in, maybe go back through, get a few more of the intermediate fibers, you know, and that's the general idea. but you're not going to be able to do significant volumes like that. So that's the dead giveaway with some of those guys. When they can replicate performance, that's when you know they're dealing with so Ted says, if you're in insanely good shape, does the window of what is junk volume narrow, for example, more likely? Junk volume is not always a recovery issue, Ted. If you're in really good shape, you can probably recover from more junk volume, but junk volume doesn't build muscle. That's by its definition, junk volume doesn't build muscle, or it's not junk volume. Junk volume means volume that had no stimulus effect. Like when you get to sets or work that is no longer reaching the upper threshold motor units because they're too exhausted to fire again. That's junk volume. Now, as far as though overall recovery and volume, yes, it matters in terms of muscle recovery and systemic recovery. It's still not going to prevent injuries. Like overuse is still going to cause injuries no matter how good a shape you're in. So if we start pulling muscles from overuse or junk volume, no, being in shape is not going to help at all with that. All right. So just food for thought with that. Hold on. I hear my faucet dripping. You guys know more about, I can't see any of Ian's stuff, guys. You guys have to screenshot it and send it to me, or I don't know. We're all blocked on each other's stuff. I cannot see any of his stuff. So you guys literally have to screenshot it and send it to me if you want me to know about it. I have no idea. So I hear my faucet dripping in my kitchen. I'll be right back. Sorry, I didn't close that all the way, guys. I'm only asking. I saw him earlier post about him in this chat. Oh, yeah, I don't know anything about it, man. You literally know more than I do, as much as I do. I don't have access to any special information unless there's been a news story released. No, why would he be in prison? Oh, wait, you're not American. David, if I'm correct, you're not American, right? So I'm going to break this down briefly. In the U.S., if you are on trial for a prisonable offense, you go to those local county jail until you're found guilty. They do not send you to prison in the United States until you've been convicted of a felony. You sit in the county jails. They're not the same here. They're not the same organization. They don't have this, completely different systems. So county jails are not prison. So we have state prisons and then we have federal prison. Generally speaking, while you're waiting trial, you're in a county lockup. Starfish or rancid backshot mode. What? I don't even know what you're asking, Ted. So no, he would be in county in Atlanta, whatever jurisdiction you're arrested in is usually the county jail that they're in, unless they get bonded out. So he must have made bail. So someone bailed him out if he's out. I mean, his bail wasn't set very high. And he might have enough fans or friends online, someone might have cashed in and done it. So they might have bonded him out. And they didn't set his bond very high. Right. Jail is pre-conviction, prison post-conviction in the U.S., right? And jail is post-conviction for misdemeanor jailable offenses. Like if you get 3 months or 6 months or whatever, it's still going to be county. You're going to go to the county jail still. So prison, you're usually moved even to a different city half the time. I don't know why Dog the Bounty Hunter would bond him out. I mean, I can think of several connections who I know who like him who had the money to bail him out if they really wanted to, by the way. So I was thinking of real people. I wasn't thinking of fictional. I was not going to name names, but I can think of 1 or 2 people who do have the money to bail him out, who do like him. Right. Are we talking about the geek fitness guru, Ian McCarthy? Yeah, no, he and I had a big falling out and we're blocked and everything, and I blocked him. But he got arrested and I did a couple of streams I did a whole announcement. He has multiple pending felonies, assault of an elderly person, aggravated assault of an elderly person, robbery, so on. Yes, so he has 2 pending felonies and a misdemeanor. And it was caught on camera. We still get his cheeks clapped in jail. Is it probably more of a prison thing? I don't know, man. I mean, I guess you could get your cheeks clapped in county. Yeah, as BMW says, Texas has state prisons and state jails, right? But we have county jails too. We have a lot of county jails. Hey, Ted, there's a troll talking crap about you in the Facebook live stream. If you want to go in there and argue with him, that would be good. All right. I'm just going to leave him. I'm getting paid for those. Man, I wish the trolls would all go there. Then I wouldn't ban them. Like, if they really want to be able to talk trash in my streams, why don't they just go to Facebook? They know I don't ban them there. Coach, I'm locked in Vegan Gains closet, and there's a 3-inch sticks of pickle and 2 plastic bags. Write me a 12-week arm program. There's 3 sticks, a pickle, and 2 plastic bags. Oh man. I would not touch that pickle, Ted. Have you ever seen 60 Days In? Used to love that show. No. Sounds like a jail show. I've never liked that type of show, honestly. About jails and prisons, really. Never been my thing. The only prison movie I thought was good was what was the one with Rorschach? There was a short bit in the prison. That's about it. Closest thing to, well, let's see. I like Green Mile. That's a prison movie. The Green Mile was good. But you had Rorschach in there. You're locked in here with me. That's pretty good prison movie. All right. What do you mean he was not jailed? There was news stories on it. It was a reality show where members of the public went into a genuine jail for 60 days. Yeah, I wouldn't even watch that. That wouldn't even be interesting enough to me to watch. I wouldn't even want them to make money off my views for some silly stuff like that personally. Like, anybody who wants to taste of jail, they can just go break the law and go to jail. It's not that hard. They really want to know what it's like. Not that hard. I don't get the point. Just like all these I see stuff in my feed with reels all the time about jail stuff, and I just block them. I don't see your stupid jail stories. I don't care. Maybe he's got a job at the jail library and thinks he's at university. I don't know, man. Right? I have no idea what that sound is, by the way. Something one of my neighbors, like a whistling sound. Oh man. Did he say he didn't go to jail? Alan, did he specifically say that it wasn't true that he wasn't in jail? Would be my question. Because just because he's out doesn't mean he didn't go to jail. So unless he specifically said those were fake news stories made about him, and because we've all seen them. They had his mugshots. It definitely looked like him, unless it was all AI generated news. Which we're at this era, man. We're at that day and age where AI fakes everything now. What are my thoughts on UFOs and aliens? Are we going to sit here and have an hour-long conversation about the Fomori proxy? All right. I mean, we could have really long conversations about probabilities and the different hypotheses as to why they may or may not have been able to reach us yet. But that would be the entirety of our live stream. And I don't think that would be interesting for most people in here for fitness, for us to discuss the mathematical probabilities of different alien lives and civilizations. I think statistically, it's almost impossible to think that there are not large numbers of civilizations out there, but you have to think of the scale of the universe and distances traveled. I don't know my exact carb intake. How much is in almond butter? How much is in an avocado? Like it's whatever trace amounts are in my plant fats and in my Mootopia or Fairlife milk. That's like my carbs. I don't track anything. Yeah. Jason, I think you made a great point as to why supplement companies have to stick to scams. I can appreciate you pointing out that they literally can't help you. Otherwise, it's classified as a drug. They cannot help you. And it's true. You have to understand that. Do you think there's any aliens running ice cream fitness? Like you mean like Jesus, or what are we talking about? What you talking about? No, I doubt it. Why would they? Doesn't make sense. All right. But I mean, Steve is right, and that's the point I've made for people. You have to understand they are limited legally by what they can produce, and that's part of the agreement that they have when Congress wrote the laws on that. They have a lot of freedom to sell products, and in exchange, they've got to be very careful about how strong things they make are, and if they can compete with actual drugs for effects. Like you want to get your stuff shut down, produce anything that can replicate a drug-like effect. You're going to be bankrupt. They will shut you down. And that includes fat loss. Fat loss is a drug-like effect. Building muscle is a drug-like effect. Lowering cholesterol is a drug-like effect. So do we understand this? If a supplement consistently can produce drug-like effects, they will outlaw it for good reason. So if an herb is capable of producing a statin-like effect, there is a good reason to outlaw it for that. Because it actually makes it potentially harmful. And it can't be used to replace a statin because it's too inconsistent batch to batch. So it makes it problematic. So anything that's capable of producing an effect like that is problematic. So they're very restricted. So they rely on false advertising and glam. And the problem is the way those laws are written, then it's a selection process. Anyone who's not willing to follow the rules can't make money in the business. And therefore, to make money in the business, you have to be a scam artist. So the industry itself pretty much selects for people willing to be scam artists. Otherwise, they can't stay in business. I don't know what we do about that because I understand why those laws are written that way, mind you. It's not unreasonable. And my God, if we try to get rid of the supplement industry, how many people will scream? If government just said, yeah, we're just going to shut down the supplement industry, then there would be screams about tyranny. There would be enormous resistance. So I don't know what the solution is to that, other than to just educate people and say, hey guys, quit wasting your money on anything other than really basic stuff, right? Like fish oil and protein powder and stuff, just very, very basic things that essentially are just food extracts. And there's your solutions. All right. Well, this stream's going a little slow. It might be time for Coach Eno to return to the memes for the day. Got to get them memes viral. It keeps kicking me impossible bonus tasks, by the way. I just ran out of time on one of them. And I'm like, there's no way I'm hitting that. And it restarted it with another 7-day timer to give me the same bonus opportunity again. And I'm like, that's kind of like why I'm not going to ban trolls on Facebook. Like, seriously, like if the trolls jumped in and spammed any of my posts that I'm hoping go viral, they're going to make me so much money. So I'm going to block them here and then force them to post on Facebook. What do y'all think? Y'all got to work for Coach. Y'all got to work it. But I think it's about that time. My time to wind this down. So let me give you guys a biceps. Look at them veins before we go, though. Veins on point. Imagine hating on me, man, and I'm just sitting here all veiny, not bothering anybody. Let me give you guys a bicep shot before we go. Oh, Mount Bicephius. All right, let me shut down the Facebook. Then we shut down the tubes, and we're out.